Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Meena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. After a long time, we have Mayur Kalbag back with us. Uh, Welcome, Mayur. And please tell us why you have not been with us for such a long time.
I was in meditation. Not really. I'll be you know how I am. If the name of the channel is Candid Meena, I have to be candid not only to you, to me, but also to the people. The reason I'm not able to come is I need to come with a subject which I'm aware of experientially to some extent at least.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can't just come, Meena, and then I'm not a Google person. अच्छा आज ये टॉपिक लेते let me study Google like a parrot and come and talk. I would like to talk about something which I'm genuinely like I've researched and
Yeah,
I've practiced something or I've met some people.
yeah.
But I can assure you that I'm always excited to be on the show.
Yeah, and a lot of people already waiting for you to speak.
I know I love you all. I respect you all, and I am very genuine. I'm very genuine in my attempt, Meena, to share what I feel, what I
Yeah,
believe, and what I've really learned through other people's experiences. So, like
yeah,
today's topic being on what that you probably will talk about. I'm sure it'll energize a lot of people here to ask questions and even give answers to some of the questions to which I may not have the answer.
yeah. Okay. So, friends, today we're going to talk about the mystery behind the Tibetan monks. And see, there's not much I know about, frankly, Mayur, but I do remember the strange case of the dead but not dead Tibetan monks. Why, for some reason, the bodies of deceased monks stay fresh for a long time. And they say that it's rather weird. After the apparent death of some monks, their bodies remain in a meditating position
Yeah.
without decaying for an extraordinary length of time, often as long as 2 or 3 weeks. And many people have written about it. And we're going to I hope we can talk about this, the meditation factor and the death factor and reincarnation as well, Mayur, because
Sure.
I also assume that you are going into into another book
Yes. Yes.
with this theme in mind. So best wishes on the book, and also let us know your thoughts on this. Yes.
Sure. So can I start off by using, hey, hi, Karthik. I am so happy to see Karthik. Meena, I was sort of entering your session earlier and I heard you say, where is Karthik? I haven't seen, right?
Yeah,
And
you
he's
know what
probably,
happened? You know what happened? Our normal session is at 8 o'clock,
yeah.
and we had news earlier just to not disturb your session. So that's why
Okay.
Karthik missed out on that news.
All right.
Yeah,
But good to have Karthik in our session. So that's great.
yeah,
I want to start, Meena, I want to start, firstly, welcome to all of you and to me into this session. Uh, we're going to be talking about Buddhism and how can we start without the creation or the awakening of this vibration, which is what
absolutely.
is a Tibetan bell or a bowl. All right. So, Meena, I'm going to start by playing this. Then if you allow me, I want to recite a chant, and
Yeah,
then I'll
please.
begin this session with a few perspectives of mine,
Yeah.
and then we can go ahead. Okay. So I'm going to
Yeah.
play this. मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितः परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसत् ऋषिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिम् स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you for allowing me to do this. After all, we are going to talk about
Always nice to
Buddhist.
have. Yes.
Yes. Just to check, is my voice clear, Meena, to
Yes.
all
Very
of you?
clear. Very clear.
All right, great. Because I'm not using any headphones. To Vaishali, Vishali, and everybody, thank you for all your namastes and welcomes. So, welcome all of you. Meena, I'd like to start by saying that um I'm working on a book called Antariksh. Okay, and in that, there's one part where there's this character whose daughter is presumed to be dead in space. She's to be a NASA astrophysicist, and the father search for his daughter, and for which he has to learn certain spiritual techniques. And in that, he is called by the Tibetan monks in the Himalayas in one of the monasteries, which happens to be a cave. And there's a lot of what he comes across is monks who have reached very high stages of meditation through which they have learned and mastered laws which are beyond physics. So this is the story thing, but it's based on certain realities. Let me start by saying that through the powerful chanting of the throat Om meditation. Now, when we say Om, or when I do certain sessions, when we talk about stress management and we talk about Om vibrations, normally we say it as I've just said it short enough to give you a glimpse, or it is said typically as Om, which is very soothing. But the Buddhist way of chanting, which I have not learned actually, but I've observed, is called throat Om, which is something like it goes like that. Okay. Now, I don't do that, but I have understood that they practice it in a particular way, which activates different cells of the body, including the brain cells. The similar logic is to the chanting of the normal Omkar that we say.
Yeah.
In fact, apart from the vibrational aspects, Meena, there's one more thing is through certain meditation chantings of bijaksharas and mantras, they're even able to enhance a lot of heat inside their body. And they have so much of mastery that they can even have control over the involuntary organs of the body, which is why you find, you said that there are some who are able to even look like they're living while they're actually dead, like their body is
Yes.
preserved. Of course, one is they live in the cold weather, so the body does sort of doesn't wither away like in a under normal circumstances, it doesn't. But they also do that, the mantra chanting, by which they can have control over the organs within the body, the involuntary ones, like the heart beating, the functioning of the organs inside. So that's where I want to leave it and sort of ignite more questions probably from others. But one thing that motivated me to choose this is it's this sect of monks, the Tibetan monks are who have been following in the footsteps of Buddha, but they spread that, and they got more into the tantra way and the meditation way. That's what intrigues me a lot. Do you know they go on they have a particular thing where at one of the levels of advancements they're sent to a retreat, and this is again through whatever that I've done. I have not been there. They go to a retreat, Meena, where they will spend 3 years in an isolated sort of a cave or a crevice somewhere in the Himalayan mountains. Okay. And the only way you can spot it is they tie these flags of peace
Okay.
and meditation and all. And for them, they're also things which create positive energy around. And they live in the cave for 3 years. It's a cause. Just imagine, I mean, sitting in my own room for more than an hour, my legs become not wooden, they become like stone, completely
Yeah.
gone.
So
Okay,
how did they get their food?
that is because this is an advanced stage, Meena, that they can sit. Of course, they don't sit like all the 3 years, but they sit for hours and hours together, for days and for weeks and for months and for years. And that happens through practice and a lot of willpower, tremendous amount of willpower, Meena.
Yeah.
That willpower itself is so strong that they can develop control and mastery even on things which we feel are limited by laws of physics, like levitation as well.
Yeah. So Martin is asking you, have many Tibetan monks achieved Samadhi?
Can you just say it again? I couldn't pick it up.
Have many Tibetan monks achieved Samadhi?
Have many? Of course, yes. Martin, see, their body, they're able to live within that body till a particular point of time, after which they, in fact, I've seen and I've heard and I've actually seen a monk deciding to leave that body. It's called Ichha Maran. That means death by their own decision
Yeah.
or their desire. And they have the ability to literally leave the body. And there's been a video where the person lies on the floor surrounded by the other junior monks, I presume, and it's a ritual. It's a very different ritual. I can't call it a beautiful ritual because he's leaving. For us, it's death, but for that monk, it's a samadhi. So he leaves, and for certain reasons, that entity leaves. And this entity was not even old. So it completely depends, Martin, on what they have been asked to do on this planet. So there'll be some monks who can live for beyond 100 years, but if they feel the body is not helping them in probably doing some advanced meditation techniques, they also have the concept of rebirth. So they have said, Meena, and to all of you, that they say that I will be born in this year, in this family, and I'll come back. And that's happened. That's why you'll find some videos
So
where there are young babies, like 2, 3 years old, who are treated as they are reincarnations
yeah.
of the advanced monk, something like that.
So recently, what happened to Swami Nityananda was
Yeah.
that he left his body, you know, and people were scared, and everybody was saying that now he's gone, he's dead, he's gone, you know, and there was a lot of depression and things happening, rumors and all, and then he came back. He came back and he narrated exactly what happened. So it's amazing. I mean, not only in our religion, but also, as you say, in Tibetan religion as well. These things are happening. Now, Karthik is asking you, or rather stating, that Tibetan lamas are supposed to be one of the happiest humans on earth.
Yeah, Karthik, it's so true. See, they have, through their meditation, not only developed mastery on the physics aspect of it, they've also developed control over the desires which many of us we fall prey to. I mean, simplistic desires that we have, right? I mean, somebody would like to have a good life, somebody wants a car. Imagine they have reached a point where they've gone beyond all this. And I don't think it's only the Tibetan lamas and the rinpoches, as they're also called. I'll call them the monks, but even the yogis of across India and maybe even beyond. I think when they reach a particular point now in meditation, it's like amrut for them. You bring them 1 crore, 10 crore, 100 crores, it doesn't matter, because what they are feeling, the state of happiness and joy through the meditation, is count. There's no number to the feeling that they feel of happiness. And that is, I believe, primarily because of the practices that they do connected to meditation. You should see, if Karthik, you can, even in the south, they have a monastery. When they do meditation, they wake up at 4 o'clock, presumably. Every monk has to wake up at 4 o'clock. Then they meditate. Then they do chantings. And the collective chanting of the vibration it reverberates. It literally, goes inside your body and mind. Imagine what they must be feeling. And I think that's what, gives them and makes them feel so happy.
yeah,
So that's, I think, my what I could tell Karthik. Yeah, more than anything else, I think I just read this as a continuation. I love their calm demeanor and the smile on their face. Yeah, in fact, the first person I remember was Dalai Lama, who always would exude that happiness and the childlike excitement.
yeah. Himani is asking, what is Gohonzon and Kosin Rafu? I too don't know about Buddhism. Do come across these terms in Ikedan, Ikedai.
So listen, Himani, I am still researching on all these things. There are a lot of words which go beyond English and Sanskrit. So because of they having a lot of what should I say? They having spent a lot of time in Tibet, so they have the words are more Tibetan and maybe have a Chinese influence as well. So I mean, I'm here to share what I have picked up. But if you can, because Google will give you all that. But I can say one thing, that there are a lot of these words which are all connected to the techniques and activities that they do towards meditation. So these could be some of the names of the activities that they do. For example, I know of a particular activity where they literally can jump, with seated in the Ardha Siddhasana. They can literally sort of jump up almost
Yeah,
3 to 4 feet or even 5 feet high. And
yeah,
so, yeah, so this is what I can say.
yeah, yeah. So Mayur, please throw some light on Tarama, our green and red. Is it somewhere related to our Das Mahavidya?
So what I have researched is um, they have a lot of belief and they practice a lot of tantra, and in that they do have this particular deity who epitomizes what we know as Shakti. So I think Tarama comes across, from what I have understood, and I'm, like I said, I'm also studying this, is more of their efforts through meditation to enhance their own Shakti inside. So it's
So I'm
more
just
of
trying
the
to,
reference
yeah,
towards the
I'm just
Devi.
trying to, yeah, I'm just trying to get you, a painting of mine, which is
Yeah.
Tarama. Jade, can you just show that painting, Tarama? I'm just trying to take a photo of that. Yeah. So just wanted to show you that,
Is it
Mayur
there?
and Savitri as well. Let's move on to the next one. I associate peace and nature and mountains with Tibetan monasteries, says Anuradha Kuruk.
I am with you on that. Anyone who goes towards, and hi, by the way, to Anuradha, it's been a long time. Absolutely. Peace, nature. Somebody asked me who's God according to me. Generally, some conversation. And I said, when you go to the Himalayan mountains, you will feel that there is a God living, that consciousness is in the form of gods. You'll feel that form of Mother Nature, where you see those lakes and the Ganges flowing. If you go towards the Gauri Kund and all, you feel that kind of peace and tranquility. I think that's because you feel that energy and the consciousness, which is God.
Yeah. Yeah, Karthik says, would love to hear. Okay, just a second. Mayur, let me just show you this picture. Yes. Just a second. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a minute. Yeah. Can you see that, Mayur?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is
Is
one
that
I did
your
of,
painting?
yes. So this is one that I
Wow.
did about Maya. And
Would you like to add something? Because I don't want to make this like, one way talk. If there's anybody
yeah,
else who can also add in something, it'll be
yeah,
great.
yeah, yes. So for me, it's like, Tarama has always been like the female form of Buddha. So that's what I assumed it would be. And somehow, when I painted her, I felt the serenity come through, And then you also see where you have your tikka, there I've painted Buddha. So it's
True.
just like a combination of everything, and it's in my living room, so it gives me a lot of peace. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
let's just take a
Sure.
few comments. Just like hibernation, do the monks through breath control go into a state where they can almost stop heartbeat, lower body temperature, and need no water or food for days?
Yes, I just read that to reaffirm what she's saying. Just like hibernation, do the monks through breath control go in the state into a state where they can almost stop heartbeat low. Yes, Maya, I think that's beautiful for you to say, because more than a question, I think it's something that actually happens. Um, I mean, hibernation is one. Meena, sometimes I think to myself, there are a lot of animals who go into hibernation, right?
Yeah,
The bear goes into hibernation, the frog, the salamander. So a lot of forms of existence go into hibernation, probably for their own reasons.
yeah,
I believe the word here is meditation. They go into a
yeah,
state of transcendental meditation where, like I said earlier, Maya, they have. It's like, when you go into school, you start with your junior KG, senior KG, whatever, whatever. Then you go to 10th standard, and what you're talking about are those monks who have reached the levels of, say, uh, TY BCom and engineering. All right. And then there are those who they go higher than that, which is PhD in that sense. So when you reach through your practices, you reach a particular point where you can literally have the control over how slowly your heart can beat. And that's connected to pranayama. So I've seen some of the techniques where they'll use the hand movements to literally guide the breath flow. And a lot of it is also, it's a combination, I think, Meena and Maya and everybody. It's a combination of meditation, breathing, and chanting. So
yeah,
they chant that kind of stuff. They do it regularly. They meditate a lot on mantras, and they also do these breathing activities. Today, Meena, yoga is, why is it so much in the world, is because we can only extract, say, 5-10% of it. Pranayam, and hold your breath for 4 seconds, then hold it, sorry, take in for 4 seconds, hold for 10 seconds. I mean, they're at that level where they can hold it for maybe an hour, and whatever that happens because of that is what makes us look at it as, oh, they can meditate for, for days, weeks, months. And there are entities like that. Even if you go beyond the monks, there's Babaji, the guru of Swami Yogananda, the Parama Guru, and they say he's ageless, because imagine they're at that PhD, double PhD level, where they are so much in control of their breath. They're even able to actually go beyond their body. So all this is possible because of the practice that they do.
yeah. So Karthik says 7 chakras are very commonly mentioned in all these religions. Need to read about Kabbalah also to see how Judaism talks about spirituality.
True, true,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Even SSR wanted to practice this meditation.
Do you
Yeah.
know about? I don't want to bring the. I mean, I just want to bring one aspect of that, if that's okay with you, Meena.
Yeah.
So one of the things that, and I don't look at Sushant as an actor, all right? Because I'm not a movie buff, but I looked at him as somebody who was an explorer, and he explored. He had one of the most expensive telescopes, for example, and plus he was somebody who practiced, like very rightly said by someone, and I think he was probably an old soul, and he wanted to explore meditation. In fact, I don't know if you've seen, he was also a very good singer. He would sing. I've heard him on a YouTube sing beautiful bhajans. So I think anyone, Meena, who gets the taste of spirituality, their mind and body slowly starts beautifully evolving.
Yeah. So Shraddha says, good to know about Tarama. Mayur, thanks for sharing your knowledge. Watching live from California.
Okay, that's Shraddha, Meena, the one
Yeah.
who I'm
Yes.
collaborating with.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is indeed
Yeah.
a lovely painting. Yeah, and
Oh, thank
what I
you.
feel, Meena, is, honest to God, it communicates. The
Yeah.
eyes, they're metaphors for deep meditation.
Yeah.
The third eye is how you've
Yeah.
represented it in the form of Buddha. So it's
Yeah.
genuinely very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So Karthik says probably SSR was a highly advanced soul before coming in the body. That's why he was able to achieve so much even after his death. Now Vani says, so glad to see Mayur back. Thank you, Minachichi. It was like a wish come true. Recently had a session with Saffron Tiger and now Mayur. Very interesting. Now,
Thank you.
Himani says, yeah, Mayur, if you're holding a very interesting session, I'm all into it. Your sessions are priceless. Yes, you're right about Sushant. Most of us see him as a very highly evolved soul, more than an actor.
True.
It's so endearing to
True.
hear about SSR from Mayur. Maybe his Janma was Karna Janma, Karuna Janma.
True. True. True.
Saw Tara Ma's paintings, murals in Sikkim monasteries recently, and Meenaji, you've captured it well. Maya, thank you so much. The same results were founded by foreign researchers about the sadhus on the Himalayas, full of snow, living with a very small piece of cloth. Years back, the Akhanda Jyoti magazine had published this. Something here I just wanted to ask you, Mayur, is that see, I'm sure all they all are lead a vegetarian lifestyle. Now, uh, see, a long time back, I heard that see the monks in the East, used to they liked the food, liked the taste of chicken. So what they did was since they could not have chicken, they made it out of dough, which is a flour. So they would make it like knead it into atta the way we make chapatis, and then throw all the what you call the dust away, not the dust, I mean the atta away, till it becomes like stringy, you know and then that is boiled for many hours, and then when you mix it with spices and everything, and you knead it, and then it tastes like chicken. So something like that is what they used to have. So could you tell us what is the diet of these people, these monks?
True. So I was when I was writing that part, I was also trying to, because when you write a book, I personally would like to make it as authentic, right? I can't fictionalize everything. So there are different sects of monks, sects, okay, and so there is a certain sect of monks which where they have the permission to eat meat as well. By the way, chicken, for example, Meena. Okay, now when you were saying this, there was a smile on my face because see, they're all rising high, Meena. So even the temptation towards chicken makes them want to do something that tastes like chicken. So they're still evolving to reach a point where they should not even have the temptation to have that chicken,
Yeah,
so that they don't turn that atta into something that tastes like chicken.
yeah.
So my answer could be layered here. Like for example, thanks, Mr. Srinivasan, thank you so much for your best wishes. But coming to this is, see, there are, when you see a person who's just become or gotten inducted as a monk, there are certain things they have to follow. But one of the things they're allowed in certain parts, for example, in Tibet, is they can eat, or if you want, they say you can, but with the practice, Meena, this is important, with the practice that they do. 4 a.m. you wake up, you do your meditation, you do your chanting, you go advance, advance, advance. ये सब जो होता है ना, ये temptation that automatically withers away. All right. Now that food, what I've seen when I went to one of the monasteries, is they eat soup. They eat as in drink, they soup. Okay. They eat milk related substance, or things which, so they avoid eating meat, and fish and stuff. They abstain obviously from alcohol and smoking as well, and so the food is very simple. But in towards Tibet, there's a lot of noodles that happens. They eat noodles, okay, and they have hot soup because that is what they need at that temperature. So for example, if the same monks, or the similar monks are living in a monastery in India, for example, in southern India, then that food changes. I've also seen them eat, what is it called, the Chinese, or that thing, no, they eat the steamed, now somebody can help
Wontons,
me.
wontons,
Sorry,
yeah.
momos. They eat
Wontons, yeah,
momos.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They eat momos, tofus and all. They eat momos because it's a tasty thing, but it isn't non-vegetarian and stuff. So, but my point, what I've understood is, then they reach a point where they can even survive on water. Now, these people who live at the retreat, completely cut off from anything, they melt the snow into water,
mm,
all right, and they
mm,
carry certain things like dry fruits and stuff that they just eat so that their body needs that much of proteins and nutrition.
mm, mm. Yeah. So Neelam is asking you, uh, does vegetarian or non-vegetarian food really matter for spirituality? For a monk, does diet matter? Why vegetarian food?
I have an answer for that, and I'll be as precise and to the point. This is again, Neelam, from my point of view, because I'm not here to generalize, because there would be other perspectives which may differ from what I say. So, what I've studied and understood, Meena, and all of you, is that vegetarian and non-vegetarian, and then there are people who I think go beyond that as well, right? There's some type of people who don't even have milk and all that, so I don't know the name, but fair enough. What I've understood and been taught is it's about sattvic food, rajasic food, and tamasic food. So if a person eats a lot of non-vegetarian, especially, there's a gradation to that as well, right? Fish and then chicken and then meat. It's said that when you consume that, you also consume the negative energies of that particular mass of meat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that makes you tamasic. That's where I can put a comma, because there's so much more that I can talk, but I don't want to talk about it
Yeah.
here. But then there is rajasic food, which is a little, the oily food. You enjoy lovely bhel puri and all that, which is good, but may not be good for your body. It's good for the mind. It's okay because you're not eating meat. But then there is sattvic food, which is what these monks and the yogis and all do. They eat that which doesn't even, not only does it not affect you negatively, it actually affects you positively, which I mean it enhances your mood to meditate. Imagine if I'm going to have, wow, lovely, Meenaji, I want lovely masala dosa and sambar. Wow. Now I'll sit for meditation after 3-4 hours. Then no om and all. It'll be some different noises. Oh, and all that stuff. So that's for
Here,
us, it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
But for the monks, they
yeah,
have to, because their whole routine is different. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
I know
here,
some of the yogis who only have, for years, they have had milk
yeah,
and fruits
yeah,
once in a day. That's it. Just
yeah,
once,
yeah,
one meal of milk in the morning and fruits.
yeah,
Because they are only doing that so that the body is fine. And then I also know of a monk who doesn't even have water and
yeah,
eat anything, because he has a herb which he keeps in his mouth.
yeah, mm,
And there's another mudra called the rechaka, not rech, some mudra, where they
mm,
touch the tip of their tongue inside, and by doing that, there's a gland which opens up, and there's a fluid that comes, and that is enough for that yogi to keep away from anything, either sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. That yogi can be in meditation in a cave for
yeah,
years.
mm,
So हम जब भी सुनते हैं ना मीना, when we hear of some people like, oh, this yogi can meditate in the Girnar forest for like 100 years. Why?
mm,
Because he doesn't have to go out to seek food. His food is when he does that mudra. I'm not able to get the name of that mudra. It's something like Rechaka or something, but not sure. But anyway, this is my response.
So
It's an
here,
exciting
yeah.
question. So I got a little
See,
more
what
into
our
detail.
guru used to tell us is that he would say that, see, first of all, when you take anything non-vegetarian, as in any animal, when you, it's very similar to what you said, is that, see, you're also taking the pain that he felt when he was killed, he or she was killed. And it's that pain you are taking within you. So you will experience all the emotions that the animal felt when the
Yeah,
animal was being killed. Second point that he said was that your body does not need a carcass. Okay,
true,
any
true.
animal is a carcass, which means it is not at all suitable for your body. It is something terrible. Don't eat a carcass. So those are the two things that he said. Now
True.
interestingly, here some Sonam Zomo says dry cheese called chura in Tibetan, they use that for vegetarian food. That's very interesting, Sonam. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think,
There are
yeah,
various levels which you achieve on your spiritual ascension. The ultimate is to merge with the one, but till you travel on the path, you can indulge on your journey. So, in this context, Mayur, what I wanted to ask you is that these people seem to view death as a process. rather than an event. And they say that the spirit has not yet finished with the physical body for it to achieve tukram. So they say Tukram begins with a clear light meditation that allows the mind to gradually unspool, eventually dissipating into a state of universal consciousness, no longer attached to the body. Only at that
Absolutely
time is the body free to die.
true.
So,
You know,
yeah,
can I respond to this, Meena?
please, please.
The word which Karthik used was so beautiful, so right. I like that word, ascension, right? So when you were talking about, like he said, it'll happen. Like the abdication of all these things will happen as we evolve. But isn't it so true, Meena, that today, uh, while you're at home, and or if let me give me and Karthik are at home, all right, he's
Yeah,
come to Pune and we're having a some lovely upma, and then one of my friends comes in and gets a lovely Toblerone chocolate. You know the Toblerone chocolates? As kids, I would jump at it. All right. But our ascension, we've ascended to a point where we don't feel any attraction to the Toblerone anymore. The same dude who used to crave for it, the craving is gone because there has been some different kind of an ascension. I don't know if it's maturity because the tongue is the same, but I think maybe it's a spiritual evolution or the overall growth of the person, where that person typically who used to love chocolates now does love something else. But spiritually, I just to connect it, I think the more we meditate and the more we grow, evolve, Namina, just like the Toblerone goes away from our life, similarly, the normal things, what we think are the needs, like rice and sambar and whatever, or somebody maybe even indulging in meat, which is because I'm not here to, give judgments because I don't judge anybody. But I'm just saying food. I think when they grow and grow and grow, that temptation withers away slow and steadily. I remember a question was put to a guru that I have been initiated, etc., but I still feel the craving for non-veg. What do you think? Like, what should I do? So the guru said to that person, like, do you like it or are you forced to eat it?
yeah.
Be honest. So that person said, I enjoy it, but I still feel guilty. So my thing is when this question came up, and this is a real time thing, but I don't want to put any names. So the guru said, don't force yourself to stop because it will be like a pendulum. So you're here somewhere because you love it, and because a guru says to you, don't do that, so you bring it here, and then you, because your guru has said you go here, that means not only will you not eat non-veg, you'll also not eat other things like normal vada pav and all that. No, 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 I'll only eat milk and fruits. So the guru said, you're still not ready for it. You're still here with non-veg. When you increase your meditation, that's what the guru said. You increase your japa, automatically, without even you knowing, you'll slowly find yourself coming here. It'll naturally go away. And
So,
this is how I would look at food
yeah,
for
see,
spiritual
from what you
aspects.
explained, Mayur, see, there are some things that come to mind. And now I'm talking just as a normal person, not about all this
Sure.
high meditation. So, why you start this moment that you explained, how it comes about is that, see, when you actually start tasting chicken and mutton, that raw taste comes. Though it's cooked very well, marinated very well, and barbecued very well. When you get that taste of the animal, that's your mind telling you that it's an animal. Okay, don't eat it. So it may not be there at all, but because you are evolving, your system is telling you high time you stopped, because you know that an animal has been killed,
True,
and that
true,
you don't need in your system. So
true.
what you said, Mayur, is very true, because I also underwent the same thing. I love non-veg, and I've always been drawn towards it. And because see, I lived in Baghdad, where people are mostly non-vegetarians, and
Correct.
all these the food is mainly non-veg, and most of my life I had non-veg. And when I came back, it was very difficult for me to get myself away from it. So
Sure.
I tried various forms of cooking where it resembled, even the seitan that I told you, the chicken, is also a part of that the process that I did. So I tried various methods where I could imitate, mimic meat. Now, Maya Jagannath, who's a viewer of ours and a brilliant, person. Her daughter, I think, Maya, please correct me if I'm wrong. You said that your daughter, I think, in USA, is, making the meat alternative, okay, which is selling very fast. Okay, and people are so what they're doing is they're creating, a taste which is very similar to mutton or to chicken, and people can't make out the difference. Now, this is
Correct.
something I really feel that people who are in midway, you know, can take that,
Sure.
and then wean themselves off completely. Because see,
True.
even that is not good because again, it's a lab created product.
Correct.
You see,
Correct.
so a lot of people in America, New Zealand, and Australia are going for this sort of veggie, veggie, non-veg. And so, what I'm trying to tell you is that see, our mind itself tells us, that
Absolutely.
it's got that chickeny taste. Yesterday, my mom sent me chicken. My mom doesn't care; she eats chicken and whatever. So she sent me a chicken that her maid made, and she said, "It's really tasty." So she has sent it across. Now, I wanted to share it with my with Jaydev, my husband's vegetarian. So when he said, "I don't want, mom, you have it." And then when I started tasting it, I took one piece and I said, "Oh God, I feel that chickeny, taste," and I actually put it away. So that's not because of the taste actually, Mayur. It's my mind telling me that high time. You've already decided. Then why are you wavering? So that constant debate in our mind is there.
Correct. 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 No, I totally agree. But you've put in certain questions and answered them as well, because
Yeah,
I'm very happy that you spoke about your own
yeah,
journey. I mean, I was talking about about something else,
yeah,
and you brought in your own experience, and that's
yeah,
that's so true. Because see, listen, Meena, what I like about our show is we have to be very practical about life. Yeah. I mean, I'm living in Pune, you're living in Bangalore, people are living on Earth, for God's
mm,
sake. I can imagine if somebody was like, well, I'm from the cave and I have a problem with eating chicken. No, if you're in the cave, you're already somewhere else.
yeah,
I read a comment where somebody says that Swami Yogananda met a Bengali saint, lady saint, who only lived on air and water. Exactly, exactly. I mean, you can literally breathe in, and in that intake of the oxygen, there could be nutrition. It's how
yeah,
we become more and more sensitive. Today,
yeah,
Meena, you have, if I can say this to you, you have evolved into a stage where you don't feel that, right?
yeah,
But there was a point where you were trying your best to sort of get away.
yeah,
I think we are all slow and steadily, going forward in that journey.
yeah. Maya says, Miraji, my daughter in law has worked in a lab making meat substitutes. Now she's working on milk free ice creams, cakes for lactose intolerant and veggies. Yes. So this is what thank you so much, Maya, for that. Yeah. So this is something that, people in Midway can follow so as to
I
not
have a,
feel guilty.
can I pull a fast one on all of us
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for the fun
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah.
I like, you know what, Meena, I like to talk to people, which is why I'm talking to you, all of us, where we like live and let live, and then
Yeah.
influence in our own beautiful ways. I don't like to be with somebody who has enjoyed all the non-veg, okay, then he has or she has changed, and then he forces others to stop.
Yeah.
No, don't force. You can influence, but don't force, and don't be too stern and all, because you lived your life, you had your fun, so called, and then your eyes open, and but let others also go through that journey,
That
right?
happens, Mayur. See, in a lot of
Automatically they will
people,
evolve.
yeah, it happens, Mayur, because in a lot of people, they take it, they in the religious context. Okay, so they say after a certain age, you should stop non-veg completely. Okay, they're looking
Yeah,
at it as a ritualistic thing. They're not looking at it as something
yeah,
spiritual. So I know a lot of
correct.
people, from Kerala, they say aunts and uncles. They say that you mean to see till now they've not let go of non-veg. You know, and what I admire about my mother is that she doesn't care two hoots. She wants to have mutton, she'll get the
Yeah,
cook to make a mutton, she'll do it. And she said, when I get fed up, I will stop. At the moment, I'm okay. I have it once in a
exactly,
while. I enjoy it. So that's that attitude which I, feel is right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I have a person. I think Maya is saying something. Cow milk. I
No,
think
she
there's some
told
comment
us.
here.
Yeah, she
All
spoke
right,
about
all
her
right. Now I was
daughter-in-law
just
as
saying,
a, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
making a,
Can I just
that's,
add something?
yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Meena, I've come across a person who can't live without non-veg. All
Mm,
right. But
mm.
he is the nicest person I've come across, one of the
Yeah,
nicest
yeah,
people I've come across.
that's
And I
exactly.
know of somebody who doesn't even eat something that grows from beneath the earth, but
Yeah.
he's known for cheating people.
Mm,
So you're seeing the dichotomy of it, right? So
mm.
when we do so when we don't eat something and eat something, I think you're right. It has to be combined with the spirituality, no?
Yes,
You
yes,
can't
not a
just say, I will
ritualistic.
not eat anything from today, but be
Yeah,
a better person. I think that's where the
yeah,
meditation, the chantings, the mantras, and all will help you. I think it's a
yeah.
coming together of both.
So,
I mean, I would rather have somebody who practices meditation and still eats a little bit of non-veg, which will slowly go away, but rather he
exactly.
practices
Yeah,
meditation and is always a good human being. Yeah.
yeah. Sonam is saying, but cheese lives for many days to get a special taste. People who didn't have it before feel it stinky, but section of people like that taste so much. Newer people will not like it. It's called churu.
Sonam,
Savitri says, yeah,
love to experience churu,
yeah.
definitely,
Savitri
because I
says,
love
in
cheese.
yeah.
All right, I think,
Savitri says in Jainism, monks hardly eat. Oh my gosh, Diksha is very painful, but I have a lot of respect for them.
yeah, absolutely. So again, there
It
are
has to
different
come from
sects.
inside.
Yeah, it has to come from inside, and yeah, some other comment. Rituals should lead you to spiritualism for the right transcendence. Yes, true.
But here, Karthik, see, what I feel is that in many cases, rituals remain rituals for some people. They just do that, and they're not good human beings. I know I've met people who do all these things, whatever is expected of them to light the lamp, do all that. But at the end, they're still talking bad things about others and, not evolving as a human being. So that I think this moving to spiritualism is actually a very big movement, and
Yeah,
it you have to do it consciously. You have to develop a good character first. That comes only through meditation, as you say, Mayur.
correct, correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, um, okay,
Vishali says
Vishali
it's
is,
indeed candid channel, sharing
yeah.
every personal, yes, anecdotes
And
as well.
she asked me about the book. Vishali, the book is titled as Antariksh, which is space. And it's actually a romantic spiritual thriller. The romance is between the father and the daughter. It's a love more than romance. The father daughter. The father is in search, and the father is here. And the name is Mayur only, and the daughter is my daughter.
We
Because
always see
so when I
pictures of
write the book,
you
I
with your
love her.
daughter.
My love for her increases more and more.
Yeah, and we have seen a lot of pictures of your daughter as well.
Yeah, she's the only one who wants to come with me. We are the only two people excited always.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Maya says, if some spiritual person forces other people what to eat or wear, it's difficult for me to believe in that person. What do you guys say on this?
well, first let me come in and then maybe Meena, you can add.
Yeah.
Firstly, if some spiritual person forces another person, there itself there is a problem. Maya, a genuinely spiritual person, because I have a guru myself, and Meena has her guru. I can tell you for sure, a person who's genuinely spiritual will understand that it is not right to force somebody else. So that part itself goes away. A genuinely spiritually evolving person will understand that they are all in the journey, but at different stages. And just like the temptation for a Toblerone goes away, the temptation for that also will go away, but at some point of time, maybe in this life, maybe next life. But a genuinely spiritual person will should not and typically will not tell somebody else don't eat and all. That will not happen. If that happens, Maya, then there is a gadbad. In South we have gadbad ice cream. There'll be a gadbad ice cream.
So here, in between Mayur, because you were gone away for a long time, I wanted to tell you something really good. See, I received a sort of an award from my guru, Swami Nityananda, for whatever work that we do. Now, along with that, you won't believe it. I was very surprised. Some sannyasis had come to my house, and they had fixed an appointment to come with me, come to my house, and then they said that, see, we wanted to award you. So I said, yes. they normally would give you an award. And then they gave me this beautiful Rudraksha mala, gold sort of, with plated like, but it shows the Rudraksha. And these are huge Rudraksha. Jaidev, can you just
Wow.
show that, please? Yeah. So a huge, I couldn't believe it. And then when I wore it, they wore it for me. It was really heavy. And I was just thinking, God, am I so lucky to receive this? you know and then when I started meditating with that, you won't believe it, Mayur, within about 10 15 minutes I was there. So let me just
Sure.
show you. Yeah.
Wow.
So this
Oh my
is
God.
this.
Har Har Mahadev. Oh my God. That's that's
Yeah.
really beautiful. It's stunning, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's lovely. My
Yeah.
God. Beautiful.
And you won't believe it. I
What a
just put it
blessing,
on my.
man. What a blessing, Meena.
Yes, I
What
don't
a
know. I mean,
blessing.
I think I'm the luckiest person on this planet. But the effects, the moment I wear it, within 10, 15 minutes, I'm there.
Of course.
And,
Of course.
and the kind of feeling, when you see that, whatever you're seeing, it's just so immense. And I was very excited about showing it to you, but you were
Yeah.
gone, for so long, as if you had gone, to Himalayas. So I
No,
said, when is
I
this guy
was
coming back? I need to show him this.
but do you
Like
know
you
what
show me all
happens,
your
Meena?
all your pots and all that, you keep showing off. I said, I must show him this.
Of course, thank you so much. I'm so happy. It's as a guru bandhu in that sense
Yeah,
because as a student, when you get this is priceless, Meena.
yeah,
So when you get it goes beyond all the materialistic things, right?
yeah,
But it's one
yeah,
more thing, Meena. This happens. I'm sure you know, but let me for all the people who are watching, every Rudraksh is charged. It's charged. All right. And that's why when you wear this Rudraksh Mala, this whole collective charge is humongous, it's huge. So imagine when you wear it and you meditate, it enhances, not catalyze, enhances the impact of your japa.
yeah,
So because they're all power, they're like
yeah,
charged magnets here.
yes.
And it's
And
coming
you
from the
remember?
Guru. What else do you
Yeah.
want?
And you remember you said that you had got some ones that were, given to you by some people. I
Gauri
used to feel,
Shankar
oh God,
Rudraksh.
yeah. I said, oh God, when will I get something like that? And you see, I mean, it's just so amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's
yeah.
a, there's a something else to it also, that it charges you when you meditate.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
just too good.
and
Yes.
and it's said that it's always when somebody blesses it on you or gives it, you
Yeah.
can't, I mean, typically you don't buy a
Yes.
Rudraksh from a shop.
Exactly.
It has to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
blessed because it's
Yes.
already charged.
Yeah. Nisha
Yeah,
says people living in the Arctic, those days, nothing grew there and they had nothing to eat but meat. At least now in modern times, everything is available, so they have a choice.
true, true,
And what
absolutely.
Shilpi says, my 2 cents. Non-violence starts from the plate, but it cannot be forced.
Correct,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, Karthik, if that's what you said, yeah, I agree with you. Ved Godbole available for free in internet. I've seen many practice on their own. It creates imbalance in your values in the body, leading to madness at times. Better with a
Yeah,
guru. Safe, yes.
absolutely,
Spiritual process is very experiential for any individual.
absolutely, absolutely.
The reason some vegan food tastes like non-veg is actually for the ones who want to, yes, transition gradually, especially who ate non-veg, but for some reason wish to change. Well said that. Well said.
True, true,
Preaching makes it a little dull, and many preachers are not followers.
true.
If people accept wholeheartedly, anything is fine until it is not harming directly or indirectly others.
True.
So here again, there's a debate about milk, Mayur. So
Yeah,
she's saying, I tried Brooklyn dairy ice cream, absolutely great, not heavy on the system. So people are
correct.
debating on whether drinking milk is good or not.
Can I just say
Please.
one just aspect, Mina? See, listen, when one of the things learned about Buddhism, the Buddhist monks, is what they have. taught me through their actions is don't harm others intentionally. But if you're walking on the road and you step on something which you were not aware of, right? Then what do you do? It's not a crime, right? So why do these Jain Munis wear the mask? Because they
Yeah.
don't even want to hurt the bacteria. They don't want to breathe in stuff. So this debate can go deeper and deeper. I mean, can I say something here?
Yes. Yes.
Somebody was telling me that
Thank you, Maya. Indeed, it's amazing. I'm just waiting for
okay, Meena, are you
Mayur to.
there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Yes, yes, yeah,
I hope I'm
yeah, yeah.
audible
You're
and
clear.
I'm
You're
seeable.
clear. Yeah,
Anyway, I'll continue, Meena. I was just saying that sometimes this debate it goes it goes too much, Meena. I mean, we talk about not harming animals, and I saw a person who talked about it for like an hour and a half, and just
yes,
on the table behind there was a can of hit that says it all. So you want to kill
ah,
mosquitoes? Why?
exactly.
Don't
Yeah,
harm
yeah.
animals. Let them
Yes,
bite you or
absolutely.
find other ways. Why do you want to kill?
Yeah.
There are cockroaches. Then you want to spray. So
Mm,
it's if we go deeper, then it becomes
mm,
unintentionally hypocritical. That you want to
yeah.
not kill animals, but you want to kill cockroaches.
Yes.
So every form of existence is it has to be respected. So why are you having a hit at home?
Yeah.
So this can be another discussion. I'm just saying that it should evolve naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't hurt others intentionally. Um, there's this movie called Avatar, and I
Mm,
feel in Avatar, if you've seen that movie,
yeah.
they kill an animal,
Mm.
okay, and it's a movie, but I like the philosophy
Oh,
that
it's
it
beautiful. It's beautiful.
that woman
Yes.
shoots an arrow,
The way
kills,
she. Yeah.
the way she prays to it and
Yeah.
says I'm sorry, but you've given us
Apologize.
something to eat,
Yes. Apologizes. Yes.
and so it's a very different way of looking at it, Meena.
Yeah.
So and I feel I follow that, like don't hurt anybody,
Mm,
but tomorrow if you want to eat a plant, even the plant may be crying, "Are you're also cutting me?" But
yeah.
you sort of say sorry, but this is for my survival,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So, friends, one thing I'd like to say to you just as we talk to Mayur, see, we are lucky to interact with Mayur. Similarly, we were lucky to interact with, you remember, we spoke to the person who was working, Arun, who was working on the statues of, all the Shankaracharya and Hanumanji, everything. So, we were lucky to interact with him. So, but, what happens is in the process, we are also learning a lot more. So, thank you, friends, for asking very intelligent questions. And Vishali says, Rudrakshas come from Adi Yogi Mahadev himself.
Sure.
Hinaji, that mala is only for you. Yes, Maya. Thank you so much. Yes, I
All
was
right.
given Rudraksha too by my guru. Yeah, Shraddha. Thank you. Sir, Churu can be easily found in Sikkim, Kalimpong, and in Himachal also,
Much.
every corner of Bhutan.
Okay, thanks, Sonam, for that.
A Naga sadhu gave me a Rudraksh years ago. I wear it. Today is
Wonderful.
Chandra Grahanam. If you meditate during these hours, it is so powerful,
Absolutely.
especially to Shiva, Kala Bhairava, and Pratyangira and Kali.
Right.
Sorry, my bad. I meant Brooklyn Dairy Virgin. Yeah, ice cream, not dairy. Oh my gosh, blessed you are, so that we view the sacred Rudraksh, one of the best gifts given us, a great blessing from yourself. Tell me, Mayur, this is not actually Sadhguru, it is from Swami Nityananda, just to correct you,
Sure.
Apurva. Now, Mayur, tell me something, since you know much more about it. How do the, Rudrakshas, the size, can you explain how some are big and how are some are small?
So it's very simple, Meena. If you take a fruit like mango,
Hmm,
right, you'll find
hmm,
different sizes, different varieties,
hmm.
right? In mangoes, you have Alfonso,
Yes,
you have this,
yes.
that, but they're all mangoes, right?
Yeah.
So Rudraksha is also a seed of a tree,
Mm, mm,
and there are different sizes in that as part of the natural
mm,
evolution, Meena.
yeah,
In fact, you know as much as I know, and a lot of us know, that in that Rudraksha, there are different types. Apart from
mm,
size difference, there are also
yes,
types difference. For example, you'll
yes,
find a Panchamukhi.
mm,
The most amazing, as they call it, is the Ekmukhi.
yes,
Um, then there is Gauri Shankar. So there are different types, Meena.
yeah, yeah,
And what I have understood is, Meena, that it's finally up to the Guru or the enlightened one,
mm,
whoever that could be, who decides the power of it,
mm,
who charges it, and
mm,
also decides that whether that person is he ready to receive it or not.
yes,
They say that an ekmukhi is so powerfully charged,
mm,
or if it is given after
mm,
being charged, and if it is not properly used, or if it is
mm,
given to tamasic person,
mm,
it will create problems,
mm,
because it has that energy that goes, and it
yeah,
may, so it has to be given to a person who is already in or her spiritual advancement. So
mm,
that's how I like to respond, that it's a fruit, it's a seed,
mm,
like every seed and thing, they're different, but it has to go and get rooted through
mm,
an enlightened and a spiritually strong person who
mm.
charges it. So that
And why
Gauri
do you
Shankar,
gold plate it?
sorry,
And why do
say
you
it again.
gold plate it? Is it to preserve it? Why do you gold plate it? Is it to preserve it?
No, there's another science. Gold
Mm.
itself has got a lot of
Ah,
properties.
yeah,
So if I've seen your Guru Swami Nityananda also. There's a
yes,
lot of gold. Now we think gold, we look at it from a very superficial perspective,
yes,
for marriage gold and all. That's not only the significance of gold. Gold is a metal. Gold has got its own power. So
yes,
when gold and it is covered, the Rudraksha,
mm,
it is
mm,
like a kavacha. It protects the
mm,
energy, I believe. It
yeah,
it enhances or retains the energy. So when you wear it, the power is more.
yeah. So here I wanted to tell you something interesting. In case you would like to hear the interview we had with Dr. Alexander, an ex IPS officer. Now he was telling us about a temple in Kerala. It's called Mridangeshwari Temple for a Devi. A Devi, very strong Devi made out of Panchaloha. Okay,
Okay.
very
Okay.
expensive. And so when he was stationed there, he told the people there that you should have some guard to protect it, otherwise it could be stolen anytime. And in his tenure, three times the deity was stolen, and all three times the robbers returned it to them, as if not returned it back in the temple, but they left it where they, couldn't go. So later, when he caught the robbers and asked them, the robbers said that, see, strange things happened to us. The moment we started taking the deity, we lost all sense of direction. We didn't know which is north, which is south, which is west,
Correct.
and we were moving at the pace of a snake. We were
Yeah. It
crawling.
just. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what happened was all their, bodily functions, they lost control. So
Correct.
everything, they started defecating and all that, and then they left it and they went off. So similarly, this happened three times, and each time the deity, they would call the police and say, please take her, because we cannot take her anywhere. And this is why the warden, the pujari said, see, she will protect herself. And
True.
apparently, this temple is such that whatever impossible wish you have, it will be fulfilled if you go and see her. So, a lot of these politicians, when they want something for themselves, they've gone and it's actually changed a lot of their future. So, this is something very interesting that he said, and
Very
which I
sim-
thought,
Very simplistically, and on that note, we can probably bring this to a close, because Meena, the topic of divas,
yeah,
especially after watching Kantara, if you've seen it, please, I
yes,
hope you've seen that movie. It's
not seen it,
awesome.
yes,
Oh
yeah,
my God, Meena, you have to see that movie. Kantara is an amazing movie. This very
okay,
relevant to what you just explained,
yeah,
but amazing. I've not seen a movie after Avatar. Kantara is the movie that I'm saying one of the best.
yeah,
It's unbelievable.
okay,
But anyway, but we could do a session on Daivas, because I
yeah,
come from a land in Karnataka where there are these Nag Shaktis and Daivas and Shaktis, and that could be a very interesting topic for others to also participate in. But let me tell you one thing, Meena. When a guru does this, when you go to the guru, and if you go with complete surrender and you
mm,
seek blessings for strength, the guru
mm,
normally does this, no, Meena?
yeah,
This itself is from where the actual energies, they go flow into that person who's there, the devotee. That's why. But if you have to be completely at the feet, with complete surrender, and you have to be open to receiving.
Yeah.
And that's why they say the blessings of these enlightened people, they really have a lot of power. So this is what I want to say now, Meena. I need to also take a break.
Yeah. And
And
not only that,
was
we are
lovely.
at the end of our session as well.
Yeah,
So thank you so much, Mayur, for that, both from our viewers as well as myself, for answering the questions and always coming with so much of positive energy that you charge us
absolutely.
all the way.
No,
Thank
it's a lovely. I like this entire theme in the context of which you always have me over. The theme, which is to do with spirituality, is what inspires me.
yeah,
I'm busy climbing my mountains, Meena. I'm
yeah,
riding, I'm doing my stuff. It's not like it's arrogance. I'm just like enjoying the climb. But whenever I come on this show, frankly speaking, your inputs, like today, not only your inputs, but even the Rudraksha, I got energized just seeing it. Oh my God. I'm not joking. I'm sure all the others felt it. It's so solid. It's so resplendent. And it has to be given to only the people who can handle it.
yeah,
That's why it was given to you. All right. That strength is so much. So I enjoy my me being here. I learn a lot. I mean, some of you, all of you, love you. But some of them are regulars and they always are excited to add their perspectives, which adds to my knowledge. So to that, I would say Har Har Mahadev to all of
yeah,
you. I'd like
yeah.
to conclude with a small little shloka as my
Absolutely.
way of saying thank you for this and
Yeah,
hoping sooner than later I'll be back.
yeah. Absolutely.
Mm. जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु स्फुटतराया संविदुजृम्भ्रते या ब्रह्मादि पिपीलिकान्तुतनुषु प्रोता जगत्साक्षिणी सैवाहं न च दृश्यवस्थितदृढप्रज्ञापि यस्यास्ति चेत् चाण्डालोऽस्तु स तु द्विजोऽस्तु गुरुरित् येषा मनीषा मम ॐ इत्येतत् यस्य बुधैर्नाम गृहीतम् यद्भासेदं भाति समस्तं वियदादि यस्याज्ञातस्वस्वपदस्याविधिमुख्याः तन्प्रत्यञ्चं दक्षिणवक्त्रं कलयामि तन्प्रत्यञ्चं दक्षिणवक्त्रं कलयामि ॐ नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव. Thank you, love you all, and I hope I'll
Thank
see you
you so
soon.
much.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Meena. My
And
love and regards to your family, to Jaydev,
thank yeah,
who I love watching and listening to for the
yeah.
news as well.
Thank you.
And wish me all the best for my climbs and wish you
All the best.
all of you
All
the
the best.
best.
Yeah. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.